And we are back.
That's right, back again, joined by a special guest on the podcast.
Very special guest, very special episode, man. The man who needs no introduction, right? My boy, I met him a real long time ago over at Rider University right now, currently in the G League. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to let him give you guys a little bit of background about himself. But my boy, my brother, Lacey James. Welcome to the podcast, my brother. It's been a long time coming, but we finally got you here. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you for having me, man. What's up? What's up?
What's up, brother? The pleasure's all ours, man. Thank you for being on the show. Thank you for making time. I know you had quite the busy schedule. For the fans at home, man, for you guys who don't know Lacey, right? So Lacey is a professional basketball player. You know what I'm saying? He's had his journey. He was overseas. Now he's in the U.S., you know what I'm saying? And looking to work his way up to the actual NBA, you know what I'm saying? But nonetheless, he's still grinding. He's still hooping, you know what I'm saying? And this is a guy that I want to say I met him his first day at Rider University, right? So you had just graduated high school. I think Rider was the first school you came to, right?
Facts, all facts right there.
Yeah. It was so. Before I let you introduce yourself, so I kind of took over a little bit, but I actually remember the first time I met you was you, and then this other guy who was recruited. I think he was Keelan. So I think he was the Rhode Island Mr. Basketball, right?
Yeah. Little guard,
Nice.
Keelan Ives.
Yup. Keelan Ives. So y'all was in the same freshman class, and given that y'all were basketball players, y'all were there early. I was an international student. I'm from the U.S. Virgin Islands, but I don't even know how they categorize that. But anyways, I was international, so I was there hella early. So I see these young cats. Lacey twice my height, Keelan now. I'm like, hey, what's going on, fellas? Like, hey, what's up? The first thing they asked me, they're like, so where the party at? You know what I mean? I was like, I got you. You know what I'm saying? We shared the link, whatever. But nah. All jokes aside, man, it's been nothing but love for real since then. And I've been tapped in, locked into your journey, bro. So Lacey, why don't you give them a little bit about yourself? Let them know who you currently play with, and just some information about
Yeah.
yourself.
Yes, sir. Yeah. So, like he said, man, I went to Rider University for my first freshman year. Then I transferred to Northern Illinois, where I graduated with my bachelor's of communications.
Hey.
And then after NIU, I graduated when it was COVID, when all COVID hit. So we were going. We had a good enough team go to the tournament, but it just got canceled and everything. And so a lot of
Oh,
teams, professional teams, yeah, a lot of teams like professional teams. After I wanted to move on, it was kind of like a slow period and a lot shut down. Some didn't know, and so I went over to London, played there in the British Basketball League for a couple months while COVID, and then I came back. Then I joined the Westchester Knicks, which is the G League team of the New York Knicks.
hey.
Went with them, and then had some stuff go on. So I was off the court with health reasons with my heart and everything. Had to do some extra testing, go through some medical clearance with legally and medical wise, and then I got cleared. Thank God for that. And
Thank
I got
God.
cleared, and then I joined the Detroit Pistons and their G League team and brought some guys down. And then as soon as out the door, Denver Nuggets called,
Hey,
said, what's up? We want to the Grand Rapids kid is going back to Grand Rapids. I'm from Grand Rapids,
hey,
Michigan originally. So it's kind
hey.
of cool playing when they call. Yeah. So it's kind of cool that Denver Nuggets has their G League team there. So it's a little full circle moment, man. After all that traveling from New Jersey to Illinois to London to New York to Detroit, I'm back where it all started. So that's kind of just a little, couple seconds of my journey, if you want to say.
Bro, that's a beautiful thing. You know what I'm saying? That's actually a really beautiful
Mm-hmm.
thing, man. Yeah, now that you said, I did realize I didn't realize you were from Grand Rapids, man. That is actually dope, man. And I think, you know what I'm saying?
616, shout out 616.
Hey, big shout out. Big shout out. You know what I'm saying? And bro, God is
Yeah,
good all the time. You know what I'm saying? And he only gives us
facts.
what we're ready for when we're ready for it. You know what I'm saying? And so everything happens for a
Mm-hmm.
reason. I know sometimes, the journey might feel longer than it needs to be. That's sometimes how I feel with my personal stuff. And sometimes even with the hoop plug, right? Because when you're dope, you're
Yeah.
dope. You check, but it might take some time for everybody else to catch on. But yeah.
Yes, sir.
That's dope stuff, man. It's all about the timing too. It's funny you said college, you caught the
Yeah.
pandemic, and you missed that NIL money. That's crazy. But
Shoo! You telling me? Hey, I got. Let me tell you a little inside thing real quick. I'm gonna go back. So when I was at Ryder,
Yeah.
I said I transferred to NIU. Well, I had to sit out a whole year because back then with the rules,
Yeah.
if you transfer, you have to sit out unless the coach gets fired or something like that. The NCAA rules, you can't make money back then. If you transfer, you had to sit out a whole year,
Let me
and
Facts.
tell
so
you
I had to
something.
sit
The
out
way
a whole
the
year
way you caught me
before I
off
went to
guard.
NIU.
I thought you were gonna say Baggett was handing out some bags on the low or something. Back at
No, no,
Ryder.
no, 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 no. Hey, I'm out that picture right there. You feel me?
Nah, shout out Coach Baggett though.
Nah.
That's my
Big
guy.
shouts.
But yeah, no, but the NCAA changed a lot of rules, man. Since it changed. I mean, it's for the better though, because I mean, at
Yeah,
the end of the day,
Absolutely.
it's for the athletes. That's that's what it's all about.
Yeah, and if you're trying to find a better situation, trying to find some playing time, there's no reason you should be getting held up for that. And it is, like you said, it's better for the
Yeah,
athletes. We see what Coach Prime's about to do out there in Boulder.
Hey,
He's using that transfer
man, he
portal
about to do something big, man.
to the best.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
told
he's
them
maxing
guys to
that
get
thing
in the
out.
portal. Yeah,
yeah, facts. He was like, y'all better be ready because half of y'all ain't gonna be here next year. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he was not playing with
yeah,
He was not playing with them. Nah, bro. But I'm glad that you mentioned that. I mean, we're on the topic of the NCAA, right? A lot of things, as you mentioned, have changed. And I mean, some of those rules, they seem silly from the jump, but I mean, they were done for specific reasons. And I think, with the change in how the world is going in general, but just the power that is given to players now in sports in America in general. I mean, I really can't speak for the rest of the world, but I mean, what it was, 30, 40 years ago compared to what it is now. Players have power, they have say, you know what I mean? And so the whole rule about
right.
like the money, like Ty mentioned, the new deals that have come out where college kids are able to, pair up with companies and make money and actually eat while they're in college, right? Which has been the best part about it, because you always hear the stories about guys who are bringing in these, especially some of these bigger schools, near millions of dollars a year for their programs, right? Jerseys being sold, all of that, and they can't even get enough for the ramen at the end of the night. You know what I'm saying? And so
It's crazy, man. Right?
you,
It's crazy,
you know,
crazy.
so no, it's amazing thing that they did. I mean, at the end of the day, they were strong arm, but sometimes you gotta apply that
Hmm.
pressure to really make things
Got
right.
to.
So
Got to. Yeah, you got to let them know, like, hey, man, at the end of the day, like, you're not gonna just walk over me. You know what I mean? You're not gonna walk over and just use and abuse what the talent and the opportunities that the athletes have. And so it's just getting started. It's growing. It's growing fast, but it's a good growth. It's a good growth.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
definitely necessary. So I got a question, man.
Hmm.
You touched on the journey, a few of the stops along the way. This isn't your first time around the rodeo, you know what I'm saying? A couple years into this thing, especially in terms of being a professional. So just take us through it, man. Shed some light. What's it like being in the G League? We know about the travel, but on a day to day,
Hmm.
how is life of a G League player?
Man, it's really love, man. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's if you love this, then it'll be easy to you, because at the end of the day, this is what you do. This is what your job is, and it's what you grew up wanting to do. It's what in high school, what you stayed after for to get some extra shots up. All those little things, that and so like every day, you're traveling here and there. You're either on a bus or a plane. You go to different cities, different days. And so it's really love, and just I'm gonna say, man, if you really love, like I said, if you really love this hooping thing, then it'll be easy to you.
That's dope, bro. That's dope, bro. And Ty, I'm glad you asked that question, man. And like you said, man, it's a lot of people, they see, NBA players, G League players, professional sport players in general, right? They're like, man, they don't
Hmm.
we as fans, we may not look at it as, right, this is people's job, but this is your guys' jobs, right? And people don't understand the kind
Hmm.
of
Yeah,
work that it took not only to get there, but to maintain this, right? Because like you said something very important. If you weren't a hoop head, you wouldn't pick it up, right? You said if you love this, it'll be easy. A lot of people don't understand the kind of work that it takes, right? They might see the flashiness, they might see the fly and the travel, the perks, right? But they don't see the work, right? The being in the trenches, you know what I mean? The being up at 4, 5, 6 in the morning, the getting the shots up, the working out before the working out, right? The waking up to travel, the having to go bed early, right? Not being around family all the time, not being able to go out all the time. Well, you
man.
can, right? But if you want to be the best that you can be, right? It's you know what I'm saying, you really got to make that conscious decision, and a lot of people don't understand that this is a profession. That you guys are professionals, and that's what it takes on a day in day out basis, bro. And that's why I got a lot of love and respect for the guys really doing it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that support and love because, like you said, like you said it perfectly. People don't understand. Like this is what I do to put food on the table, and it's no different from somebody working at like a tech company or maybe they're a manager at a store or something. You know, this is what they do, and just like that manager at a store, he's walking around the store making sure that everything is picked up. He's making sure that things is neat. He's doing the extra. Well, this is the athlete's way of doing the extra, getting shots up, getting the treatment, getting maybe extra lifting, getting some extra sprints in. So it's the same thing, but it's just in a different way. And so that's where people get it confused. Like you said, they just see the finished product. They don't see the start of it. They don't see the process of it. You just see the nice shiny car. You don't see all the stuff. You don't see all what was going on in the garage, the dirty work. So
Facts.
this is what like I said earlier. Like if you really love this hooping thing, man, as a professional, it'll take the love and the dedication and the obsession of it. That's what it'll take. That's what takes people the distance. That's what takes a professional being instead of a 5-year career. That's what gets you an 8-year
Facts.
career or a 11-year career. You know what I'm saying? So just the little things like that, and just and plus it's so much more mental. It's a mental game at this higher level because it's not like high school or middle school where in high school, middle school, if you were right-handed and you can make a left-hand layup, you gotta, you were better than some people
Oh,
than
I was
just
getting
because of
buckets
that.
off that.
But now, yeah. So like now, yeah. So like when at this level, at the professional level, at the high professional level, everyone can make an open jump shot. Everyone can make a left hand layup. It's just the little obsession, the little things you're gonna put extra time in. The mental part of the game, the plays. The defensive scheme. So it's a lot more. I can talk about for hours.
Yeah.
I know we ain't got that much time, but just about how you can separate yourself and how just the love of it,
Yeah.
man.
Bro, we got all the time you need. We the owners of this thing, right? So nobody gonna tell
No,
us
you're
to
right.
get
You're
off.
right. My
Nah,
bad,
you
man.
good, bro. So
That's right.
whatever
That's
you gotta
right.
talk about, you gotta talk about, bro. We love it. We appreciate you being here. We appreciate you breaking it down. But now I'm with you, man. I'm with you 100% because right, like you hear the greats talk about it, right? Like the Kobe's of the world, right? You use the word obsession, right? It's you got to be a little crazy almost, right? A little crazy about it, right? Because that's the difference
Yep.
between, like you said, a 5-year career, 8-year career, or a 15-year, 20-year Hall of Fame career, right? It's the little things. Like
Exactly.
everyone's gonna come in. They were the best of the best at the level before. You know what I'm saying? The level before that, they were the
Exactly.
best, and they were, you know what I'm saying? They were the big fish in a humongous pond, right? So you say all that to say this, like you said, it's those little things. It's the work, it's the sprints, the treatments. You know what I'm saying? And I'm sure the G League is also getting
Exactly.
y'all prepared for that, right? Like it's getting you. You are
Yep.
professionals, right? You're living that same exact lifestyle, right? But just the level may not be as high. But if you keep putting in the work, bro, sky's the limit. You know what I'm saying? Like right when you got off the first time with
Facts.
the internet issue, I was just telling Ty because I went to go look back at your profile. I'm like, man, that's dope. Like you're from Grand Rapids. Like that's something out of a movie, bro. Like you're back in the city where you're
A
from.
movie.
You check like
Movie. Yeah, man. That's some like LeBron coming home to Cleveland type stuff. You know what I mean?
facts, facts,
You know what I'm saying? So
facts.
yeah, no, yeah, it's love. So I've been it's early in the season, but I've been getting like at the home games and stuff. I've been getting a lot of fan love, and I've been
Good.
getting a lot of people coming to the games that just that saw me when I was in high school, and I'm back. I haven't played at home since high school, of course. Because I've been
Around.
from New Jersey to Illinois, Chicago. So it's been cool just being back and having that love again.
Yeah, bro, and I'm
Word.
sure.
That's dope.
Yeah, bro, and I'm sure you get that feel good feeling of being that kid, right? Or that guy that when you were a kid you looked up and
Yeah,
you wanted to be right, and now you got other kids from Grand
facts.
Rapids now looking up at you like I could do this too. You know what I'm saying? I know that's probably the best feeling.
Exactly.
Yeah, and I could.
Because go ahead.
I was just
Go
gonna
ahead.
say I could tell by the way you talk about it, man. This isn't just the act. Like you really love this. You really love this, and you talked about
I love it.
off the court struggles you had, non basketball related stuff, health issues that I would imagine just contributed more to that love you got and the passion you got for playing the game you love. To get to this point, the point where you're at, you're getting paid to play, right? It requires a tremendous sacrifice. And it has to be, like Firas said, if not your whole life, damn near it. So coming off, I'm not sure if you've seen this, the Tyrell Terry situation with the Dallas Mavericks retiring after like 2-3 years. I'm just wondering how you go about maintaining the mental in such a competitive environment.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw it. I don't know him personally, and I don't know like his family or anything what he was going through. So I don't want to speak on for him, but just I would understand though. I would understand to a limit because I'm not in his shoes, but I would understand like every athlete, doesn't matter if it's basketball, football, tennis, baseball, etc. The athlete from preparing for a game, for preparing for practice, for going through what athlete goes through from the outside noise to even the inside noise. It can wear on you, and I understand like you have to be, like I said earlier, it's a mental game, and yeah, and so that's just not on the court, that's off the court. You know what I'm saying? So you can't always listen to the outside noise, can't always listen to those people that think they know it all, the people that talk about, oh, you should do this, you should do that on and off the court, but they never been in anywhere near where that athlete has been. And so it's just, it's not a, I want to say a surprise because, the athlete goes through a lot every day. And so, it's, I would say good for him, standing up for himself, and one, not, ball, every, Michael Jordan to LeBron, the ball's going to stop bouncing one day. You know what I'm saying? You're going to retire. You got out what you're going to do after. And, good for him taking the stand and saying, hey, this is it for me. The ball stops bouncing right here because, it's enough. Enough is enough. And so I would say good for him. And what I don't know what he went through, but I would understand like an athlete goes through a lot from on the court to off the court situations. So.
Yeah, it's crazy, and people are looking at that like that's the easy decision, the easy way out. No, that's $3 million he's turning down. That's the hard decision to say no to that.
Yeah,
and I read some of what his agent had put out there, that it was just like a lot of family members living vicariously through him, trying to live out that hoop dream through someone that, like you said, you're not in their shoes. You don't know what the day to day is like, the grind, the mental pressures, everything that comes with this. So. Man, I can understand it too, having, again, not been in those shoes, but just sympathizing with what he might have been going through.
Yeah, because I mean, like you said, like those, I don't want to speak for him again, like you said about something about people living through him and wanting to see the finished product. You know what I mean? They just want when he gets that paycheck, or when any athlete gets that paycheck, you got people calling your phone, hey, what's up, man? Remember me? Or man, you did great last game. What's up? You want to go out to eat or something? And they you got those people around, and that get tiring on somebody, let alone an athlete.
Facts. And I'll tell you what, you guys said it great. I think he made the hard decision because at the end of the day, right, a lot of people would just bury these things, you know what I'm saying, and just kind of go on about it and whatever. And at the end of the day, right, when you're not right up here, you can never be right on the floor. You can never be right, whether it's your job, whatever it is, right? So, good for him, bro. At the end of the day, like, he took a stance and he said, listen, it's just like if you have a bad boss at work, or if some, you know what I mean? If the mental is weighing on you, is that money worth it? You know what I mean? Good for him. He's still gonna have his little paper as well. You know what I mean? He's gonna be well off more than the average person. That's what a lot of people got to understand as well. It's like, the man is a millionaire now. Like, you could knock it, you know what I'm saying? But he reached his dream. You know what I'm saying? At 22, 23, 24, whatever it is, he's a millionaire, right? Like, how can you knock the guy? Now he's doing what makes himself happy. So I agree with the both of y'all, you know what I mean? And even not just from you, but then I'm sure you know Joe Ajike. I want to say he was, you know what I'm saying? So between the two of y'all, I've really had an appreciation for the day-to-day of what it takes to get what y'all get done, because he's on the coaching staff of the Wizards these days, I don't know if y'all keep in touch.
Yeah, man. Shout out to we hit each other up every once in a while, man. Shout out to Joe, man, because he came up from the grind, man. He it's a real starter from the bottom. Now he's here, you know what I'm saying? So that's really cool, man. Just to see, especially now. I heard through the grapevine he might be taking a break from the hooping thing and he might go into modeling or fashion design or something. The way
I seen those
he
pictures.
be posting and be I'm thinking he's walking on a runway or something, man, showing off some.
Hey.
So I'm like, dang, man, what happened?
Yo, big shouts out Joe, man. You said
Big
it.
shout.
Joe is one of those cats. So I met him the same way as you, bro. Outrider, like you said, you know what I mean? Starting off their career, Joe, you know what I mean, was trying to walk on the team, was the team manager. Like his story, y'all know his story from the he's been on the pod as well before.
Check out the 75th episode.
75th, big shouts, you know what I'm saying? And yeah, Joe, I hope you heard this, you know what I'm saying? Let's hear your response, you know what I'm saying?
Hey.
So let's see what you gotta say. My boy out here modeling for real.
Hey.
So, like I said, you know, I have a lot of love and respect for what it takes. Because, again, a lot of people see, like you said, they see the flashy cars, right, the nice things, but they don't see what the work in the trenches was, what was done, right, to get to that place. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. A lot of love. And I'm just wishing you the most success and as much prosperity as possible, bro. I know you putting in the work. So, you know, God's got a plan. Just keep sticking to it, you know?
Yes, sir. I thank you, man. I appreciate all the blessings, man, and I appreciate both, man. Really, all love and support, really.
Of course, bro. We're going to have you on again when we get that studio set up. You know, it's coming. It's coming. It's on the way.
Man, I'm coming in the studio. You know, I'm just let me know. I'm coming back.
Say less, bro. Say less, bro. And I got me and Ty were working on some plans to do some things, man. I got Joe involved in. I want to get you involved in it as well. But we'll talk about that later. We'll keep the fans on the edge of their seat.